Hello, welcome back. Today we're gonna be diving into this conversation where I hope and I know it's gonna make so much sense and it's gonna bring so much clarity, especially if you've been in this journey of self-development and you've tried manifestation and you keep running into circles, right? You manifest something, but then the next day you face struggles, you're struggling, and you're tired of all these healing techniques, which was me at one point, doing so much healing. But when does it end, right? It's all these tools and techniques and therapy and breath work and EFT tapping and you name it, retreats, books, and I was still feeling trapped. The reason is because I finally understood that everything is connected. What do you mean by everything is connected? Everything is connected in a sense of the spirituality, the part of the spirituality, the laws of physics, the medical field. Everything is connected, but we humans just connected it all, and because we just connected it all, that's this big mess where we just have pieces of the puzzles and we can't put the puzzle together, right? That's why people go to therapy for 10 years but they can't get it figured out. People go to the church, they can't get figured out. So Tesla was really smart when he said the quote, what one man calls God, others calls laws of physics. So I wanted to understand, as you might already know, most of you already know, everything that we look in our physical reality, right, is more energy than matter. Because when you look in a microscope, your AirPods, your crystal, your table, when you look in a microscope, you see molecules. When you dive deeper into the molecules, you see atoms. Atoms are made out of protons, neutrons, electrons, and protons and neutrons are made out of quarks. Electrons is one of the fundamental particles. And then what's beyond that? Beyond that is the Higgs field. The Higgs field is what gives the energy, it transforms the energy into matter. I'm explaining in very simple terms, right? So it's what gives mass to the energy so it can become matter. And before the Higgs field, it's just a big wave of energy. So like when you look at the scientists, they call it the quantum field. They call it, in the field. But when you look in religions, who created it all? God. I personally, I do believe in God. And I don't know at what point the word God got so like a bad word to be used, and people are afraid to be used. And I personally think it's because of all the religions out there, right? The religion causes so much separation. Certain religions is so much like a lot of judgment instead of being truly loving and compassion. And I think that's what pushes so many people away from the word God. But I like to start using this word again, because for so long I was using the word universe, the universe. No, it's not the universe. There is a God that put everything into place, right? Because to believe that nothing created from nothing, I don't know. You might believe in that. I'm not here to judge. I'm here open for discussions. So you can leave the comments below your opinions, your own beliefs. So my belief, there is a God who created everything, and he put into place universal laws. So there is not the universe is doing it for you. There are universal laws that were put into place by this loving, kind God, the source energy, the source of it all. And we are fractals of God. We are fractals of this God. Therefore, we are not God, the God who created it all, but we are, mankind was made like image of God, right? We are image of God. We have God's DNA in our DNA because He is the Father. We are the Son. We are the, we came from it. We have its energy. We have His energy because everything emanated from Him. And when you think about like Jesus, that was the personification of that God, because I personally don't believe we as humans can comprehend God with a human mind, because it's beyond the human comprehension. Therefore, He had to send someone in a physical form to teach us principles, to help us navigate through life. And but you can have your own conclusions about this. I just know that when you know God, when you know that there is a God, you can call it whatever you want. The quantum field, Jesus, Allah, whatever. As long as you follow the principles, which is unconditional love. If every person in this world, I can't say this word. If every person on this world were to understand this fundamental principle of love, it wouldn't matter the name of the God, because that's not what God wants. The God doesn't want the name. He wants everybody to learn the lesson of unconditional love. And 2,000 years later, we are still here fighting wars about religions and still causing separation. And I went off this reconnecting. Okay, I went off to the side a little bit on this about God, because once you understand that you are a fractal of God, then you can erase any trauma, any negative belief, anything, because you understand that you came from it. So the original project, when you came into this planet, right, you were a blank canvas. And especially to the age of 7, that's where I say everything mixed, because now we're going to go into a little bit of neuroscience and behavior psychology. About from age 0 to 7, you start to pick up now, your brain waves, right, are operating in a way where everything you see, smell, touch, perceive, it's forming synaptics connections. Oh my God, it's not coming out. Okay, you guys got it. Why is it not coming out? For those who don't know, I'm from Brazil, so don't mind my English here. I could stop the video and just record everything again, but I'm not gonna do that. You guys got what I was trying to say, right? So the brain starts to form all the connections, and the way you interpret it, the experiences that you had in your childhood, especially in your childhood, molds your belief system, which is what guides you through life. So I want you to pay close attention right now. Your brain is forming to about the age of 25, but especially on the age from 0 to 7. And we pick the most random beliefs, like let's say, I gave this example before, when a lot of the moms now, they let their baby cry till they sleep, right? Still sleep training for babies. I'm not judging. I am a twin mama. I know how difficult, challenging those newborn times are, and I'm not here to judge. But there are scientific researches that shows that when you leave a baby crying, so that he or she can auto calm himself, it tells the baby that nobody's there for him, for her. Therefore, he's not gonna cry anymore. That's why he falls asleep. And that makes their brain to form connections in a certain way that makes them perceive life differently in that aspect. Nobody's here for me. That could lead to that person later on in life who believes that nobody cares about them. That, and it can spiral down to a whole showcase of beliefs. So understanding that, like for example, my dad was working all the time, so therefore although he never said like, oh, money doesn't fall from the sky, money is not doesn't grow in trees, because he was always chasing the money outside, that made me think, for example, I'm just giving an example, that money was hard to make, that you had to work hard to get money. So those beliefs are formed in our childhood. Some of us had very traumatic childhood, and some of us, it wasn't that bad, but we all got put a set of beliefs that not only by our family, by our your child care in school, everything that you experience, you got that. So we form limiting beliefs or empowering beliefs. So limiting beliefs are gonna limit us in life, and empowering beliefs are gonna empower us in life. So the experience that you had as a kid made you put those glasses that made you see every area of your life accordingly to that experience. So money, health, relationships, self-relationship, everything you see with different lenses. That's why a person can be vibrating really high, right? Be really happy, but struggle in certain areas, because at the root of it all, the belief system is what's controlling your reality. When you're navigating through life with those glasses of empowering or limiting beliefs, we have one thing called the reticular activating system, which is a part of the brain that filters information. Because we would go crazy if we were to perceive everything that's around us. It's so much information that we would get overwhelmed. There is a lot going on. Therefore, the reticular activated system makes us focus on the things that we believe and the things that we are focused at the moment. That's why when you decide to buy a certain car, you start seeing that car all over the place. When you decide you wanted to get pregnant, you start seeing everybody's pregnant. So it focus on it. So when you're walking through life with the glasses of limiting beliefs, the reticular activating system is only going to show you opportunities, people, things that are in coherence, that are in congruence with that negative belief. Isn't that mind-blowing? That's freaking mind-blowing. It's kind of like the algorithm of your mind. If like when you go on Instagram, like social media, the algorithm filters out what's gonna show to you. Where did that idea come from? From the freaking brilliant human mind. We have that algorithm within our mind, and it's filtering out all the opportunities, everything, because you have those glasses of limiting beliefs, and you are living in survival mode. You are with your primal state activated. You don't have your divine identity activated. You're living on survival. Every time you're like stressed out because you don't know how you're gonna pay the bill, you're stressed out because you just find out you have diagnosed, you're stressed out, you're living in fear. That's the survival mode. That's not your divine identity. Your divine identity is you are a fractal of God. You came from the source. You already have everything available for you. And I know it's hard to ingrain that in your mind, but everything really is. God wouldn't give you an idea if that, like the free will to think and dream, if that wasn't possible for you. And think about it, like all those inventors like Tesla or Einstein, like at their time, everybody was like, oh, those guys are crazy, la 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 la. And everything that they made possible, people were like, that's not possible. Because in their mind, they didn't have that vision. But these guys, they had those visions. And that's because if you can see the vision, you can make it happen, right? So that's what's important for you to understand. the only reason why you don't have the life that you want is because of that past shit that you're trying to get rid of. But sometimes, trying to look back at past events, and I'm speaking for myself, if I'm looking all the time to the past, trying to find every single situation that caused me to think and behave that way, I am going to be forever entangled with my past. Because I'm 35, how many years of reinforcing those negative beliefs 35 years. So I'm not going to go back to every single experience. And then people go back to the most traumatic, the ones who the experience who has the most emotional charge, to try to entangle. But the thing is, if you keep going back to the past, you're missing out on your point of power, which is right here, right now. And I'm not talking bad about therapy and all these other tools, which is very helpful for a lot of people, but let's be honest, for a lot of people it's not, because you're looking at the past all the time, and you're not really rewiring your brain. That's why the key to it all is to understand your divine identity and to rewire your brain awareness. When you start to pay attention, right, the way you are feeling and thinking about certain things, and start to challenge those thought patterns, and start to learn how to regulate your emotions and break free from that emotion that you've been so conditioned to feel, because that's all your body knows, is to live in survival. It doesn't know that divine identity is what's meant for you, because you've been living in that body for so long. Dr. Joe Dispenza is amazing in his book Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That book is amazing. It's a life-changing. You guys need to read that because he is one of the main guys that talk about it. So when you have to understand, when you heal, when you unlearn emotional responses, and when you install a new belief, which I'm gonna make another video explaining how we can create a new belief. But when you do that, we are essentially creating new neural pathways, which is the way our brain functions. When we create new neural functions and new neural pathways, our reticular activated system is going to start to perceive different opportunities that are already here around you, but you're just not seeing because you're too overwhelmed. You're too focused on fear. You're too focused on the problem. Therefore, the reticular activated system is going to bring you more problem, because that's what you're focusing. Once you switch your mind from the problem to the solution, the reticular activated system is going to show you more solution. Once you switch your focus from fear to gratitude, the reticular activator is going to show you more things to be grateful. The thing is, you are right now being overwhelmed by your physical senses, by the things you're perceiving right now. And that's where we say you have to be a little bit delusional, because if you're just perceiving on what it is right now, which what it is right now was created by your past self. So if you're freaking out in the moment, then you are forever in this loop, because the point of power is the now. Therefore, once you change the now, your future is guaranteed that it's going to change. When you start to create new neural pathways, I like to explain like this. Imagine a hiking trail. Here in Hawaii, we have amazing hikings. And imagine that there is this hiking trail that everybody goes to, and it only leads to a certain point in the mountain. Let's say Lanikai Pillbox, because that hike I can talk about because everybody goes there, all the tourists. It's an amazing hiking. It shows the beach of Lanikai, which is beautiful. You can see all the reef. You can see the palm trees. It's just so gorgeous. You can see when the sun is hitting the right angle. It's heaven on earth. And everybody takes that certain hiking trail because everybody takes that path, is the easiest path, right? Because no vegetation, it's there. And that's how your brain is, right? It's always taking that path because you've been thinking the same way for however many years you've been in this planet. And so you're always like fearing, thinking negative, focusing on the problems, because you're always taking that path. You're always taking that hiking trail. But once you decide, no, I want more for myself. I'm done with this because I know there is a better view. I'm gonna create a new path, a new hiking trail, because I know the view is gonna be 10 times more beautiful. So I start every day. I start this new trail, and I start to clear off the path. And people start following my new trail, and the old trail starts to die out because nobody goes to that trail anymore. And the bushes start to grow. Now the other trail is still there, but it's harder to access. The new trail that I am creating on a daily basis, it's becoming easier and easier and easier, because now is the most used trail. Same thing is with your brains. When we create new neural pathways, it becomes your new identity. It becomes the easier path for you to go. It becomes, you're no longer untangled. Oh my God, you're no longer. My English today is like, I think because I have been so long without recording a video for you guys that I'm like blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so now I lost my line of thought. It has been so long that you've been tangled with that identity of survival, of wounded creator, that it takes a while for you to create that new hiking trail, because you're gonna, like, your mind is going to say, no, just go back to the old trail. It was so much easier. Why you're doing this to yourself? Just go back, because it wants to conserve energy. It just wants the easiest path. But the easiest path is going to lead you to the same views. It's going to lead you to the same place. That's why awareness and having the right tools for you to reprogram your mind is the key, because once you have awareness of yourself and you have the right tools, then you can create and you can keep yourself on that new path that you want for yourself, and all of the changes are going to happen in your life. So a lot of the manifestation, I think, when you explain on a neuroscience perspective, it makes sense, right? Because people think, oh, it's just like I'm gonna think magically and I'm gonna think positive and everything is just gonna show up for me. The reticular activator system explains that, right? Because if you're focused on all the crap, that's what you're gonna perceive in your reality. So basically everything is interconnected. That's what I was trying to say in the beginning of the video. Everything is interconnected. The neuroscience, the spirituality, the quantum physics, everything is interconnected. So you can, once you connect all of them, gosh, it's like kaboom. It's like, oh my God, it's so magical. Why are we separating these things when everything connected gives like a solid foundation for me to navigate through life? Because now I understand how everything works. Now I kind of understand God's mind, where, because majority of people are just concerned in grabbing their phones, calling, sending a text message, connecting to the Wi-Fi, but they are not even aware that how does your voice, like, how am I recording this video right now and you are in the other side of the world and you are watching me and you're listening to my voice that I recorded days ago, months ago, a year ago? How is that even possible, right? Most people just use the technology, but they don't even care about the quantum physics of it. They don't even care the magical behind it, because for me it still blows my mind to this day that information is traveling through the air. Because where is the line that connects my phone right now that I'm recording to your guys' phone, to your guys' computer? There's none. So for me it still blows my mind, even though I know this, that all the information is traveling through the space, because everything is connected. And once you connect everything, the spirituality, the quantum physics, God and you connect everything, it makes so much easier for you to navigate through life. That's why I'm against the techniques like, oh, manifest money overnight. And I say this for you guys over and over again, because that's when you're in a desperation level, which I was there too. I don't judge, I don't blame. I fell into that trap too of the easy manifestation, magical woo woo shit. And that's just like trying to put a band-aid when you're not really solving the real cause of it all, which is your identity. So you need to reconnect with your divine identity and stop searching for miraculous techniques, because you can have tools to reprogram your mind, reprogram your brain, and that's what is going to bring you a permanent life changing. And also connecting with God and knowing, having that strong spiritual base regardless of what your religion is. When you know that there is a loving force, that there is a loving God that has your back, gosh, you can go through it all in life, because certain things you're gonna go through your life, it's not like a material problem. It's like a spiritual war. So you need a spiritual weapon with you. I'm not talking about God like wars, but God, once you have your God and you get to know him, it becomes so much easier, because there are problems when you cannot solve yourself, and you know there is this kind and loving God that can do so much for you, that can carry you when you no longer can carry yourself, that can do it for you when you no longer can do, when you can no longer find the answers, right? So having that spiritual foundation is key. And I hope this video helped to clarify some things for you, helped to understand how you are entangled in this mess. And it's not your fault, because your reality showcases the truth. Your reality just showcases your beliefs, just showcases how you've been interpreting life all this time. And it doesn't need to be this way. You can change. Thank goodness we have neuroplasticity, where we can rewire our brain no matter what age are we, and we can change things, and magical things are gonna start to happen, because synchronicities happens. That's when everything is connected. That's when magic happens in your life, and you're in flow. Everything starts to flow in your life. It's not that you're not taking action, but now you're taking inspired action, and everything you're just connected with the things that are in alignment with you. So worry less, connect yourself with your divine identity, with God, and I'll do another video for you guys to rewire your brain and eliminate some of the beliefs that are holding you back. And it's not just like doing affirmations and all these things that so many of us have tried in the past. So if this video was helpful, leave a comment below, subscribe in this channel, help me grow this amazing community so I can keep on posting videos for you guys. I know I have been a little bit off because I'm working on a bigger projects for you guys that is also going to be mind-blowing, and I'm so grateful to have you here, and I love you guys. Just hang in there, because you are gonna break through. You're gonna change your life. You're gonna change all this shit that's has been holding